this money thing is deliberate. When I find someone struggling with money, I know. Galatians 6:7 says, God cannot be fooled. You will be reaping what you are sowing. There is an effort we will always put in to go to brokenness. The world's largest manufacturer of alcohol hired me one time to train bar owners. And I would go to the bar and I'll ask the bar owner, let me have a book where you record the transactions. And they will say, I have no book. And I'm like, okay. You want to give birth without getting pregnant. Getting pregnant is a condition precedent for giving birth. Or you want to go to heaven without first dying. Because dying is a condition precedent for heaven. If you believe it, that's it. Yes. So, how are you wanting to be wealthy in your business without records? How will you know the most selling beer? How will you know what your suppliers owe you? How will you know the record of
inventory?
And they used to not have. Now, those who had records, I would say, let me see how much your customers owe you. And they would open, and you see a small kafunda having people who owe to a tune of 1 million. And you're like, why are you giving out beer on credit? And they say, these are customers, these are the people who usually come. When you do not give them, they do not come. And you're like, okay. When you do not give them, they do not come. But those few who come, you are selling to see the profit. Do you realize that when they just come and you sell them and they do not give you the money, you've not made the sale? They could wake up, but they could not understand that 1 million was actually a lot of money until I converted the 1 million into the profit margin on every bottle. I was like, how much do you get off a bottle of beer? And it would be like 500 shillings. So I will do the math. Let me try to get my calculator here and show you. I will do the math and say that if you have 1 million shillings, which they owe you, and you divide it by 500 shillings, you will have to sell 2,000 bottles of beer. If that person goes without coming back, you will have to sell 2,000 bottles.
To come to Ivo.
Exactly. But what is 2,000 bottles? We divide by 25. 80 crates. Then they will wake up and say,
Then you ask him, how many crates are you selling a day?
Exactly. So when will you sell 80 crates to recover that million? Then they will wake up. So it follows that the money talk cannot change. This same conversation, we can have it after 20 years and we won't change a thing. It will be, did you keep records? Did you sell on credit or cash? Were you honest in the transactions? In the Holy Quran, I think the longest chapter in the Quran is Surat Al-Baqarah. Ayat 261 says, those who use money in the way that Allah approves are like a seed which has 7 spikes, and every spike bringing 100 seeds. So you realize that the Quran is telling us that actually if we appropriate money well, it can only grow. And it's so easy to grow the money. That's why I told you that money is going to be a visitor. Because when you get money, those small words, let me see whether I have a note here. The note on the money, there is some lesson to learn. The small words under Bank of Uganda, very tiny words, but the most important words. They say legal tender here, legal tender for 10,000 shillings for Bank of Uganda. What that means is, if Bank of Uganda woke up one day and said that 10,000 shilling note is no longer to be used, none of us would use it. So they declare what is legal tender. But also there is some very important message there. They say legal tender for 10,000 shillings for Bank of Uganda. It means even this note belongs
To Bank of
Bank of Uganda. If the note belongs to Bank of Uganda, it means they are in charge of printing it. They are also in charge of declaring its worth. They are also in charge of recalling and giving it back. What does that imply? It actually implies that we do not have to worry about the money. Someone is in charge of printing it. So I do not agree when people start saying sente zibuze. The real argument would be, this year I have not attracted the money. That's what you have to say. Your declaration should be, I want to tell you, friends, this year I have failed to attract money. Then your friends will tell you, by the way, this year I attracted money. Because remember, money won't be where it can't be. It is a visitor. There is a reason why Britons came to Uganda first for colonization. There is a huge reason. Number one, they were welcomed. That's where it starts. Why did they come to Uganda? Number one, they were welcomed. Where they went and they were hostilities, they didn't settle. That's why you see they struggled with Bunyoro. Hostility. They didn't settle. So, money wants to come to be here, but we are hostile. It won't settle. There are places you go to and you're like, this place I can't. I already told you, there are places you go to and you're like, after 2 days, we won't be here.
True.
You land in Russia during winter. You just tell the family, guys,
I'll be back
we
tomorrow.
will be back. And that's how I pursued these things of how can we teach the people. The people also have to do something such that you remember in Exodus when Moses was helping the Israelites come from Egypt to go. It's mentioned that they reached a place and they reached that sea. And those people almost killed Moses. They told him, but you man, you're not serious. Why did you bring us to die from the wilderness? You should have left us
In Egypt.
in Egypt. Such that we died, at least we will be buried next to our ancestors. You see that mindset? A mindset of choosing to leave poverty, but you still prefer that you would rather be back in poverty. If you had been a slave for 500 years, and I do not care whether that story is true or not, we just have to draw lessons. If you have been poor for over 10 years, then you should sit and say, poverty is a prison. It has denied me a very nice car. It has denied me a very nice woman. It has denied me a very nice neighborhood. It has denied me to eat the food I should have eaten. I do not want anything to do with poverty. So when they show you that now this is where you will have to go to escape, you do not start on that journey and you be like, but at least I should have been poor. While poor, I used to sleep. You cannot be saying that.
True.
We've decided
You have to commit.
We have to commit. So I've seen that mindset in Ugandans where they want very quick earnings. I've also seen the other mindset where they do not want any advice from anyone, not me alone, from anyone.
True.
Even if it's family, even if it's anyone. For them, they think because they were able to make the money, they can grow it and they can keep it themselves.